Hey everybody, and welcome back to Morbidly Beautiful's YouTube channel and to Your Week in Horror, a weekly horror news segment that gives you the quick bites and what's happening in horror for the week. I'm your host, Nightmare Maven, and let's get right into it. To kick off our new show, I'm gonna share the happy birth and death days for the week with you. And this first happy birthday is a little bit of a personal one for me just because, you know, young Vicky was a very huge fan of this person. On March 23rd, say happy birthday to Steven Strait, who starred in The Covenant, which entertained a teenage Vicky for very obvious reasons. Then on March 24th, you can shout a happy birthday to Miss Allison Hannigan, star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. On that same day, you can say happy birthday to Jessica Chastain. Chastain is no stranger to horror. She starred in movies such as Crimson Peak and Mama. And she's also the first rumored cast member for It Chapter 2 as the older Beverly Marsh. Then on March 25th, you can say happy birthday to Sarah Jessica Parker, star of the fan favorite Halloween flick, Hocus Pocus. Then lucky for us, we only have one death this week. Well, there are a lot more deaths. People die every day. But not famous people. That was a bad joke. On March 24th, we lost the father of sci-fi, Jules Verne. Now on to our 5 headlines for the week. This past week on his social media, Zombie announced that filming for Three from Hell, the sequel to The Devil's Rejects, has begun filming, and it looks like Sheri Moon Zombie, Bill Moseley, and Sid Haig are all back to reprise their roles. There's still no telling what the plot of the film is or how it's going to take off from that pretty definite ending from The Devil's Rejects, but everyone seems to be excited for it, so we'll just have to wait and see. The sequel to Happy Death Day is set to start filming in New Orleans this May. I know, it's really soon, right? Apparently the sequel is already being talked about and rumored since the first film came out. It is set to start filming this year already, and apparently it's going to pick up right where the first film left off. So I'm assuming Jessica Rothe will be reprising her role as Tree, but only time will tell. And in an interview about the sequel, the director hinted at the sequel answering some questions that were left unanswered in the first film while also having kind of a Back to the Future vibe, so we'll have to see how that goes. Netflix recently announced that it was teaming up with Stranger Things producer Shawn Levy and horror powerhouse James Wan to adapt New York Times best-selling novel There's Someone Inside Your House, written by Stephanie Perkins. This coming-of-age slasher is about Makani Young, who thinks she has escaped her dark past when she moves to Nebraska to live with her grandmother. She's making new friends and even starts to fall for the mysterious outsider Ollie Larson. But then, one by one, students of her new high school start to die in a series of gruesome murders that get increasingly grotesque with each one. Next, a little bit of South by Southwest news. Leigh Whannell's sci-fi thriller Upgrade won an audience award at the festival and is set to hit theaters in June 1st. The film is set in the near future where technology controls nearly all aspects of life. But when Gray, a self-identified technophobe, has his world turned upside down, his only hope for revenge is an experimental computer chip implant called STEM. Finally, the nominees for the 44th Annual Saturn Awards have been announced. Some of the movies and shows up for nomination are Get Out, It, The Shape of Water, The Walking Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead, and so many more. For those of you that don't know, the Saturn Awards is an award presented annually by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. It was initially created to honor science fiction, fantasy, and horror on film, but has since grown to reward other films belonging to genre fiction, as well as on television and home media releases. The awards ceremony is set to take place in June of this year, and I will leave a link to the official website for the Saturn Awards in the description box for more information on that and a whole list of the nominations. Alright, so that's all I have for you for this video. If I missed any headlines, please let me know in the comments section down below. You can obviously find more horror news over at morbidlybeautiful.com. But for now, I'm your host, Nightmare Maven, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!